Hey guys, today I wanted to cover the great debate between Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens that was moderated by Patrick Bet David from PBD Podcast. Um, when I heard about this, I was very interested and kind of really excited that it's going to happen. I watched Charlie Kirk and his videos, and I really liked him. Right, I like the fact that he offered something that a lot of people don't offer, a platform to hear both of the sides, to to talk about, to just to have a conversation, right, between the left and the right and so forth. Because this war, or this I don't know how to even call it anymore, like this disagreement between the left and right, there's such a gap, and it just divides us, right? And Charlie he listened to what people have say, and he kind of countered that and tried to explain to people why, and why is it so that this would make those certain policies could have worked or not, depending what they were talking about, not just about policies. But it was great that someone was there to reach out to the future of this country, right? Because he would go on college campuses and he would talk to the young people. He wanted to hear their voice. I think that in today's day and age, things are a lot different than back, let's say 30, 40 years ago, when people could have a Discord and have a conversation, and the end of the day, everyone would shake their hands and go on their own way. You didn't have to agree with people. But now there's a lot of angry people, okay, and a lot of angry people. It could become very dangerous, right? And it was just after Charlie got shot. It just felt very strange. Everything that we were told, it just, a lot of it did not make sense, and I think a lot of people questioned things. Let's put aside the conspiracy theories. Um, you know, it well, here's the thing. Here's my view on some of it, right? I think Candace really loved Charlie Kirk as a person. She spent a lot of time with him. She went in a lot of places with him, a lot of different campuses, a lot of different events, and they were very close. They shared very similar ideology, um, and she knew a lot more about Charlie Kirk than most of us would. And I think she really, deep down, she really cares about to get to to get to the bottom of this. I mean, I still don't buy the version that they've given us. Um, and I'll give you my reasoning why. Because when you have someone like Joe Kane, who says publicly that he wanted to really take a look into this, he was a close friend of Charlie Kirk, and basically what they told him it was pretty much stay away from this subject, stay away from that subject, don't ask questions about it. He literally got blocked. And that is a little bit strange, right? Because in any case, that there were different theories that it could have been a different country, or if there was a different country involved, which there is some evidence out there that could indicate that, right? Just that alone, that Charlie was very upset with his donors when they tried to push him to talk about specific agenda. Even I remember one time when he appeared on PBD podcast, and he's talking about um, the entire event that happened in Israel when they had Hamas, slaughtering people. How it is very strange that a country that has so much defense, so can defend themselves so well, um, has such a good um, system of information, intelligence, and all of a sudden, it almost as like they allowed it to happen so they can go back and level uh, Palestine, which really happened. So he questioned things like that. He questioned, the entire event, and it started to seem as not that he did not love Israel. It's just he questioned people that are in charge of it, the government of Israel. He started to change his mind on that piece alone, and there was some pressure coming at him. But anyway, putting that aside, obviously, it, they should investigate whether or not a foreign adversary was, you know, not even adversary, a foreign government has been involved in this. Um, it is strange, there was a theory, something about the area where Charlie was uh, sitting. They did something to the ground there. They cleaned the ground. I don't know. They dig, whatever, how deep, and they whatever it was, they should have not done that because there could be some evidence there. They don't. It hasn't been processed, so why would they even touch any of that? And the entire theory of how this guy Tyler Robinson um, was able to get on that roof and take that shot, and they actually show the roof. It has like this flashing. I don't know. They had something there that was a little bit uh, like thick, and you could have just landed the barrel there without him being seen of the gun. You have to lay your barrel to take a shot. I mean, anyway, um, I just don't think that what they're telling us is 100% true. Um, I did believe that Tyler Tyler Robinson was framed, set up, and used as a toy. Um, but going back to the debate, I think that well, Andrew Wilson called out Candace Owens, or maybe it was Brian from whatever podcast. I don't remember exactly the who, but Andrew wanted to have that debate, and he claimed that Candace has zero evidence. She's got no evidence, almost like she's talking and she should be, shut your mouth pretty much, and almost as like that he's trying to get that kind of a message across. And that was strange to me when Andrew started to claim that he overwhelmingly believes that there's this evidence that they have that it is Tyler Robinson. It really made me shake my head a little because I've seen Andrew always as a very intelligent person. And if you're gonna sit there and tell me that you believe everything that the state and feds are telling us, I'm sorry, dude. It's just having it's almost like the same conversation about JF Kennedy, um, when they were lying to us. Really, this is what happened. They were lying to us, and for him to sit there and just take everything that they're giving in us, and the evidence is weak, to begin with. Um, this entire thing is strange, and I'll tell you why. Like the way I feel, how is it so that when you had those cameras on the campus, they shoot 4K video, definitely better quality than most of the cameras you're gonna find on Amazon, and those cameras on Amazon are not that bad either. They shoot pretty decent video. Why is it all of a sudden all these pictures are so blurry that you can barely see anything? Why would you believe that they say, oh, they saw him getting out of the car or in the car, whatever, when the pictures are so blurry? Anyone could have been there. If they're framing the guy, they could have taken the car, stolen the car, and drive it around and make it look like it's a legit thing. I think this is, when they do setups like that, this is part of the game. So I don't know. I don't know. The real answer you can get is even his phone. They could have had his phone too, and they could have pinged the towers. I mean, this is really going into like extreme thing. But if they really want to do a good frame on someone, this is what they would do. They will make it really look like it was him, and um, the whole thing was very awkward when Andrew started to read his. I don't know. Right at the beginning of the debate, he started to read it off his phone. His introduction, and kind of was like, I don't. What's the point of that? Like, let's just get into it. Um, I don't know. Like, it is very weird that this entire time Andrew makes that claim that the evidence is overwhelming, and then all of a sudden he's talking about what overwhelming means to him. I mean, that is just I don't get it. And then he doesn't even know a single count, not a single charge. Uh, Tyler Robinson is facing. It just blows my mind that and then he pressures Candace Owens, and Candace Owens just passes the test. She names every single count. Then he goes after asking about her phone. Maybe someone was sending messages to her. I think that was a jerk move. Then he finds out it wasn't. She's talking about Signal, and he says, "Oh, check some motor text message system, whatever." Like, come on, dude. Like, dude, you just got spanked, and just take it, man. Like, accept it. Accept the fact that you got your ass kicked, man. Um, I mean, I really like, and I liked Andrew Wilson because I think um, he's a fantastic debater. I mean, this is his bread and butter. But I don't know. And by the way, when he talks about when questions Candace Owens's sources, I mean, it's clear as a day that she can't name those sources, right? I mean, it's just it. She can't. You're gonna put, you can't. You're gonna put someone at risk. So he's pressuring about that. I mean, I don't know what part of he couldn't understand that. Doesn't he understand? Like, I don't know. Even when she really talked about the powder on a gun, when they check for DNA, and it's a good the best example I can give you is, let's say, um, guy gets upset somewhere in a restaurant and stab his friend or wife or whatever with a fork, and they're at the restaurant. I mean, you know how many people must have touched that fork before, even when it was washed, whatever. I mean, different people use it, right? So how would they be able to determine to get the prints? I mean, they gotta have to prove this, right? Anyway, so they'll have to have the prints on the fork, and it's pretty much the same thing what she's saying. Like, you will look for the strongest uh, for the strongest mark on that fork, right? The DNA mark, not the weakest. Weakest would have been someone touched it at some point, but it's not the most current one. So same thing, and that kind of makes it so if it's not Tyler Robinson's, then I don't know. That right there should make you question certain things, right? It's just awkward. Um, and just this entire case, man. Like, I don't know. Like, it is strange. The entire thing is strange. Same thing with Erica. That she 100% believes that it was Tyler Robinson right away, without even having any evidence given to them. They did not know much more than the rest of us. I could understand what Candice was saying, like when she sat down with Erica and they're asking them, "So what's your evidence?" They called a lawyer, and he basically says they know as much as we do. It's just, I don't know, it's awkward. Now, what was interesting from Andrew's uh, part was when he talked about that message that Charlie Kirk sent, and about the security, that make sure they know that they're there to protect one person, because he was afraid that the left is going to be after him, or they're gonna try to kill him. That right there, I hope they can ping that message and track it. That is an actual message, and you can probably do it through a carrier these days. They should have swept the entire area if it is Tyler Robinson, because we can't say 100% it's not him, right? I guess. Um, but if he had such a fear about this, then you would think that they would do thorough sweep of the perimeter, to make sure that this man is safe. How this guy gets up there, takes a shot and bounces, I don't know. It's just it blows my mind. Same thing with that entire theory about something exploding. Um, Andrew Wilson just dismissed it right away. He's the gunsmith guy. He knows everything, and But yeah, okay. But when she's telling you that there's a guy that did this investigation, and she's not talking about some Mama Luke there that doesn't understand any of that stuff. You talk about a guy that has a massive expertise. That's why she said to him, "You can debate him, not me. He has the expertise on that." But he did a couple month investigation and determined that there's something strange about it. There's something definitely to look at there about the movement of his shirt and all that stuff and how did it all happen. And then, I know that one of the videos, Andrew Wilson was talking about how, especially when they're saying that, something about Israel, that Israel maybe have responsible. He's talking about what they use, that they use similar devices, but there's something about smoke, that a smoke first comes out and then it goes boop, and and it blows up. But who is to say that this is the only tools that they can have under disposal? How do you know that with today's technology, they already had something that doesn't pop the smoke? Maybe there's a totally different device. If you really think about it, if they want to take someone out that's a real problem for them, they'll find a way to do it. They can probably put any bomb in any little equipment, any microphone, and take you out. I mean, you have to be delusional to think that it's not possible these days. So, and I do think that because Charlie was speaking to so many people and so many people listened to him, I wouldn't disagree to say I would not disagree with Israel being responsible because that would when you have a guy like that and he changes his view and mind on Israel, and Israel depends on United States so much. Okay, they get their funding from us and get their weapons from us. Israel, and this is again what Joe Kent said many times. Israel cannot do anything without the United States. They can't go and strike certain countries because they need our defense. I mean, they need us to back them up. And when you have a guy like this that's able to reach such a big number of people, and his views are changing, he's becoming a massive danger for them. Because if they want us to keep thinking that this is fine, this is okay, that we need to support Israel. This is what this is about. They don't, it's that simple. So he was becoming a problem for them, right? And again, I'm not saying this is 100% thing that happened. I'm not saying Israel did it 100%, but I would question those things, right? And like I always say, is to know nothing, really. You can't just dismiss it and say, "Ah, that's no way. That's no way it can happen." And I'm surprised that Andrew, being a very intelligent person, um, he doesn't grant that to her. Like it's okay that you could. There is something weird going on there, and he just says, "Oh yeah, overwhelming evidence." What overwhelming evidence? You talk about some blurry pictures. Um, Not only that, this whole receipt about the steakhouse. How he says, "Oh, but you don't have it." But you know, I don't know, man. Like it's just no matter what she would um, give him, he would not believe in it, or not even believe in it. He's demanding that evidence right in front. I mean, I don't think And then talks about Erica Kirk um, asks a gotcha moment question to Candace Owens so TPUSA can sue her. Um, I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I mean, there's a lot of people talking about it right now. There's a lot of people siding with Candace Owens, a lot of people siding with Andrew Wilson. But I think in general, a lot of people will say that Candace did very well. I give it to her because she it looks like she is very deeply hurt uh, about Charlie's death, and she wants to get to the bottom of it, and she just won't accept, and then we should accept whatever, just throw it on the plate for us. This whole TPUSA thing is very awkward. I think she didn't mention a lot of things, but like even some of the TPUSA guys, like the security people, they were had a weird behavior. There was something about the camera behind Charlie Kirk that all of a sudden was turned off. I don't know, man. I don't know. And why would they want to touch the whole ground? And why would they tell Joe Kent to stop looking into that? I don't know. It just it's weird. Same thing about Candace sending and reaching out to Tulsi about her being threatened and getting no response. I mean, person on that caliber, an influencer that speaks to so many people, being very influential, you will at least check on her. I don't know. Either way, let me know what do you guys think. Um, I don't think this is just all about winning and losing. I think both of these guys have a lot more gain than anything. For example, Candace has probably pretty much a much bigger audience, and maybe there was another audience. And if you connect all of the social media and people watching, they had different feelings. All these guys, whether it was Candace or Andrew, they probably both gain uh, some of that audience, right? So it was definitely beneficial for the both of them. I just wish that I would say I wish that did not happen because like I wanted to have her talk to Andrew and tell him that it's not just nonsense that she's talking about. Like I watched a lot of her videos too. Just as much I watch a lot of videos from Andrew, and a lot of stuff that she says, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Like I don't think she's just not making it all up. Like this is Andrew's counter. Oh, you're making it all up, making it all up. And everything's just all made up. You gotta question everything. It's you can't just buy whatever the state's saying. Because I honestly don't think Tyler Robinson did it. Anyway, let me know what you think. Please comment and subscribe. It will help me very much. I very much appreciate you listening. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.